What's up, Tim Sykes here on a jet with a bunch of my students, pounding some Red Bull, offering you a free book. Click the link below, get this book. This is how I made millions of dollars when I was young. I didn't know anything back then. You can learn, you can laugh, but chapter 6, I made over $100,000 in one day. That was beautiful. And actually, if I held the next day, it would have been about $200,000. So I have been fortunate. I have been in the right place at the right time, but I also have strategy. And I shouldn't throw my book around. This is a best-selling book you can buy on Amazon for 20 bucks. Literally 32 or 33,000 people have bought this for 20 bucks. It's pretty good. It's still a good deal. But if you click the link below, I'm gonna give you this book for free. Specifically read chapter 6. That will just inspire you to no ends, because I'm just a small town kid from Connecticut, but because of this strategy, because now of my experience, I have better odds of success on every trade. That book I'm giving you for free. Why? Because I want you to learn. I don't want you to be part of the 90% of traders who lose. They don't have strategy. They follow other people's alerts. They're gunslingers. They're not going to succeed. They're going to say, oh, penny stocks are a scam. The stock market's a scam. No, you're just lazy. And I don't want you to be lazy, okay? I want you to succeed. If you look at these three guys here, raise your arms as I call you. This is, as I call you, follow instructions. This is Matt Monaco. He just passed $300,000 in profits, just graduated college. We got Jack Kellogg, chain on the outside because he's a big fan of the Night of the Roxbury. He's closing in on $900,000. Then we got Kyle Williams, closing in on $500,000, and he is a vegetarian, ladies. That's right. Vegetarian and making nearly $500,000. So they're all unique, but they also all studied. And have you guys all read this book? Yeah. They've all read this book, okay? And I'm not saying that you're necessarily going to be my next 6 or 7. Actually, I even now have an 8-figure student in Tim Grittani. I'm not guaranteeing you success. I'm guaranteeing you all the knowledge I've learned over the past 20 plus years, and that can only help you. So again, the link below is free. No credit card, no BS, just education. Speed up your learning curve. But that's not the only way to learn. If you actually click other links below, we're going to include a whole bunch of links because I want you learning. It's not just about the money. It's those of us who have experience, those of us who have succeeded, learning, educating others, teaching what works and teaching what doesn't work. Just because they made a lot of money doesn't mean they haven't had losses too. Matt, what's your biggest loss? Matt lost $7,000, but he learned from it and he's getting better. What's your biggest loss, Jack? $10,000, but he's getting better. What's your biggest loss? $5,000. That's actually pretty remarkable if you think about it. When they're losing 5, 7, or 10,000 and making, 300,000, 900,000, 500,000. Put it into perspective. But we all lose. But the question is, how are you going to manage your losses? Are you going to keep your losses small, or are you going to get stubborn? Are you going to let your ego get in the way? Are you going to let a small mistake turn into a potential big disaster like a lot of people do? All these guys have learned to cut losses. What did you do on your biggest loss?
I took a week off.
You took a week off to regroup. What did you do after your biggest loss?
Yoga, massage action.
You did yoga and massage? Okay.
Get it all out.
You got it all out? What did you do after your biggest loss?
I lift some weights, get the stress out.
You lifted some weights and got some stress. So losses are going to be part of the game. And I know that's a surprise because no one on social media talks about their losses. We all have losses. My biggest loss was actually a $500,000 plus loss. That's in this book for free too. I don't just talk about my wins. I talk about my losses, my journey. You need to learn it all. It's all baby steps. How can I help you excel? How can I help you avoid being part of the 90%? In the links below, I'm also going to link my challenge. That is where it doesn't matter how much you offer me to teach you. I get offered sometimes, $20,000, $50,000. Somebody even offered me $100,000 to teach them. And I said, no, I'm not interested, because they didn't want to learn the process. Actually, the person who offered me $100,000 and $50,000, they both just wanted hot picks. They think that hot picks are going to make them rich. Following others, following picks, just makes you dependent on others. Is that really what you want all your life? You want to depend on somebody else? What if they're wrong? You don't even know if their research is good. Maybe they're just throwing you crappy picks and you're getting lucky because of a hot market. No, do not rely on anybody else. All these guys are self-sufficient. And if you click the links below, click the little show more. Is that what it says on YouTube? It says show more, right? Show more. Look at all of the links individually. how serious do you want to take this? Because Matt Monaco now has his own chat room. Him and John Papa, another one of my students who just passed $200,000, they're identifying small cap stocks that can just rocket higher. That's what they're good at, okay? Learn different strategies. I go long, I go short a little bit. I used to be evil, but I've gotten good. You know, I go long now too. I'm still cynical, but at the same time, for me, specifically teaching short selling just isn't as great as for me teaching dip buys or breakouts. I've adapted to what works best for me and what works best for students. You watching this are a student. You have to find, what are you best at? Leave a comment underneath this. I'm actually curious. Are you good at short selling like Evil Jack and Kyle back there? Or do you like to go long like the good people, me and Matt? There's no wrong or right answer. It doesn't matter if you're evil. There's lots of evil people on Wall Street, and I'm joking too. They're not evil, they're just cynical. And it's actually good to be cynical. So if you like shorting, by all means do it. Find what works best for you. But do me a favor, do yourself a favor, speed up your education by learning from those of us who have made it, who have been in here for years. All of these guys have now made six figures, but it also took them a year and a half before they started making bigger profits. And they were studying. How fast can you study and really incorporate this knowledge into your own strategy? Will it be a year and a half? Or maybe you're more dedicated and it might be a year. Remember, Tim Grittani, who has now made over 13 million, he made nothing his first 9 months, all while studying. And if you look at his early trades, even though now he's made up to $300,000 in one day, if you look at his early trades, he's making or losing $10, $20, $30. So don't be afraid to start small, test the waters, figure out what you're good at. Then size up, scale up your positions later on, okay? You don't get private jet money on day one or month one or even year one. This has been a journey for me. I'm in year 21 of my journey. And that's what's so crazy, because these patterns still work. I maybe have adapted a little bit my own trading, but it's the same patterns. And now the cool thing is there's even the same penny stock patterns on higher price stocks like Tesla and Apple options. One of my students, Mark Crook, he's made over $1 million this year alone, and he uses my patterns on higher price stocks. I'm gonna actually link that. It's called Evolve Trader 2. He couldn't be here on the plane. He's got a family, he's not traveling as much. But the good news is you can learn options trading using my patterns. So the whole key here is adapting and finding what works best for you. Click all of the links below. But I will say, if you want to join my challenge, please be dedicated. Please be prepared not to go outside, not to have fun for a little while. I ditched all my friends senior year of high school. Everyone's like, what's wrong with you? You're already into college early. I talk about it in this book. Remember, this is free. But I stayed inside and I studied, and I made roughly $100,000 my senior year of high school because I saw the opportunity, I committed to the journey, and I executed. Freshman year in college, I made over $700,000 plus in 1 year because I had been studying so much the previous year. So you have to study first, then be there for a hot market. And guess what? Let me just bust your little hopes and dreams right now. You might study for a year and then say, okay, Tim, year 2, I'm ready. But then it might be a cold market. It's not an exact science. 2020 has been an incredible year. I don't know what's gonna happen in 2021 or 2022. I just take it one trade, one day, 1 year at a time. I try my best. I capitalize on the meat of the move. I don't worry about trying to get the exact bottom or the exact top. None of these guys do. Do you guys worry about perfect timing? Are you happy just to make a few $1,000s in a day, right? And that's what it is. All of these guys, their average is just a few $1,000s a day. Their average losses are a few $100s per day. So think about that. They're winning and losing, but they're winning 60, 70% of the time, and their wins, what are your average wins? Like 1,000, 1,500? 1,000?
Yeah, this year like 700.
700?
Yeah, 1,500.
1,500. So 700, 1,000, or 1,500 on their average wins. And what are your average losses? 300, 400, 350, 250, 300. So just think about that. That might seem simple to you, but all of these guys are winning more than they lose on a percentage basis and on a dollar basis. They understand their process. That is why they now have 6 figures in their bank accounts. That's what I want for you. 6 figures, and then a few years from now, we'll take an even bigger jet. They'll be having 7 figures and maybe 8 figures. It all depends on just capitalizing on the opportunities. And right now, you have an opportunity. Okay, I've done this whole speech because I want to weed out the dedicated students from the non-dedicated. I understand there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of BS out there, but trust me, I am here to help you. I'm one of the good guys. That is why, if you click the link below, you can get this book. Look at me. Look at how young I was. Can they see this? I don't look anything like this anymore because I've been studying my ass off. I've been teaching my ass off. Look at this guy. He never worked a hard day in his life. This was like a decade ago. I studied a lot, but look at how young I look. Look how tired I look now. Be ready to get tired, especially in a hot market. I want to be real with you, but this book is 100% free. So even if you doubt me, even if you hate me, do me a favor, just read it. Laugh at it, burn it, whatever you want to do afterwards, but at least utilize that free knowledge. And then we have many other steps. If you click the link below, learn from these guys too. Let's speed up your education. I don't want you to be part of the 90% of traders lose. You can do better!